Ready to make another set. Just made a set. See what happens. Notice how much dropping over the hill and into thicker cover helped cut the wind. Always look for low-lying, thicker areas when calling coyotes in heavy winds, and it will definitely up your odds. Now, even though we dropped over the hill and got out of the wind somewhat, we still had really high wind conditions, so I was looking for some sounds that would cut the wind. And so I went with a higher pitched howl right off the bat, and I chose a female howl called Little B Ready Howls. I thought that would cut the wind and hopefully go ahead and get to the ears of some of those coyotes that we were hoping were in the draw below before going into some of our other sounds. After the howls, I stayed right with the higher pitched sounds and went with Submissive Beggar, which is a social interaction sound that I've had a lot of luck with in the past. After having no takers on the coyote vocals, I decided to swap over to Prey Distress. And again, I wanted to stay with something that was loud, that would cut that wind and carry. So I went with a sound called Deer Steak because Fawn Distress is one of those sounds that just carries pretty good. So I decided to go with it for a minute and see what happened. So after going through the Fawn Distress and several other Prey and Pup Distress sounds and still having no takers, I knew it was time to get loud and aggressive. So I went with a group howl called Hollerback Group. I knew that would be louder than anything else I had played at that point, and hopefully that would reach some ears that maybe hadn't heard us yet. And as soon as I played that group howl, I followed it with an aggressive fight sound called Girl Fight, and that did the trick. Shortly after turning it on, we had a coyote pop out of the draw. FK girl fight at the 17-minute mark. See if another one will come up. See if another one will come up. Well, we are in some 40-mile-an-hour winds too. Good shooting. Glad you shot him when you did. He was about, yeah, 40-mile-an-hour winds is pushing it to him pretty quick.
How many shots did you hear?
Just one.
We both shot.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, he didn't stand a chance then.
We didn't know we both shot either.
Did you see him, Derek? 10 more is all you need. That's right, you shooting my shotgun. You could almost shoot him where he was at. What? Hey, this is one of them grinding days. They gonna walk down there and grab that coyote and we'll take a better look at it. And in the meantime, I'll show y'all how we were set up. We actually located coyotes in this drainage system of, it's actually several draws and fingers that come together. This is one of them. It goes down there and wise in a couple places. We set up in this little open area. We've got a steady 30-mile-an-hour wind and it's gusting up to 40 at times, so not ideal conditions. And what we're trying to do is, you can tell the crest of the hill back here behind us. We're trying to drop down out of this wind just a little bit and call these draws. And so that's what we did. We had the wind was cutting just to the left. You can see Derek walking down through there to get the coyote. And the wind was cutting just off to the left of that. So we had to get that coyote killed pretty quick or it was going to be all over with. And what we did, we're parked probably 3/4 of a mile back over the top of that hill. And there are 2 more big draws. And we're walking 500 to 600 yards or so, falling off in a draw, making a stand, and then topping the next hill, falling off in a draw and making another. And this was the 3rd stand that we made. We topped this hill, sat down right here, and started running through sounds. I can't even remember what all we played. I know, I think I started out with Ready Little Bee, Female Howls, and ended up playing Hollerback Howls, played some Fawn Distress, can't even remember what all, and finally went into Girl Fight, which is a breeding fight sound. Went into it, probably about 15-16 minutes into the stand, and it wasn't but a second after I turned it on. The coyote popped up out of the draw and started kind of skirting the edge towards the downwind side, and when he stopped, that was all she wrote. Dayton rolled. Well, they actually both shot. Dalton and Dayton shot about the same time, so he didn't stand a chance. This is just one of them days. It's weather's not real good, and you just got to make stands. I think. How many stands have we made? How many stands have we made, you think? We ain't made that many, about 5 or 6. 6 stands? Yeah. So we made 6 stands in this wind. And finally got one pulled up out of one of the draws. That's what you do. I mean, when you drive out of state, I mean, we had good weather predicted, but it did not hold up.
It did wrong.
Yeah, it was definitely predicted wrong. We were supposed to have 10 to 15 mile an hour winds. We end up with 30 to 40 mile an hour winds. You see Dalton out there dragging the coyote up and also picking up the call. We had it set out. We just kind of had it staged crosswind, out from us. And that helped put that coyote where we ended up shooting it at. But anyway, Kansas public ground coyote number 2 down. Hold him up, Dalton. Pretty good sized coyote. All right, so there it is. It's Dalton, Dayton, Derek. We're gonna go try to get another one. Just keep doing the same thing. We've got coyotes that we'll probably target if this wind will die down a little bit, saving some of the better ones for late. But
we gotta walk a mile back to the truck. Now we got no cigarettes.
yeah, we probably are a mile or so
Close.
in. But anyway, we're gonna keep making stands, and if y'all want to get any of the stuff, any of the sounds, mfkgamecalls.com is a spot to do it. And if you're watching this hunt, want to see us killing more and telling you how we go about it, we try to help y'all out. Appreciate everybody using our stuff. Subscribe to the channel, MFK Game Calls on YouTube. All right, fellas, let's go get after another one.